Open the door.
Hi everyone, Jaxie here. Happy Sunday. And I am very excited to tell you about a book that came into my life just a few short days ago. And basically, the story is there's a used bookstore near me. And, with all of the coronavirus stuff going on, I just assumed for a long time, oh, they must be closed. I don't see like they have this big sign out on Philadelphia Pike all the time, books or whatever it says. But I haven't seen that sign. So on a whim, I decided on Friday to pull into the parking lot and just see, is the open sign on the door or is it not? And of course, it actually is open and has been for a while. They just haven't put out the sign for some reason. So when I saw this book on the shelf, I don't want to say like nearly freaked out, but I was really excited. So I'm not sure if you've heard of it before, but it's been around for an awfully long time. This is the 25th anniversary edition, and I got it used, but it was like brand new. So the book is called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and it's a spiritual path to higher creativity. So what would speak more perfectly to me? I have no idea. I also did find An Unquiet Mind by Kay Jamison, which is about bipolar disorder. So that was also a really good find. And I was very happy to obviously be back in the bookstore supporting a small business and all of that jazz. So, long story short, this book is supposed to be read and kind of processed over a 12-week period. There, there are a number of exercises to do, and the pivotal components of sort of like the homework of it is doing morning pages, which is 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing after you get up in the morning, like before you do anything else. So that's a challenge for me. I have 2 small children, and it's tempting to just stay in bed and get that extra half hour of sleep or whatever. And but I have been doing my morning pages and have found it really helpful to kind of like clear the cobwebs and process what's on your mind, all that stuff that's like weighing you down. The other thing that is done on a weekly basis is called an artist's date. So this could be something like taking yourself to the bookstore, an art supply store, an art gallery, a place, like a park or someplace just very beautiful to kind of, as she says, like stock the pond or fill the well of creativity. So you keep feeding yourself more ideas and inspiration. So today I went to Bellefonte Arts in the quaint town of Bellefonte, Delaware, which is walking distance from my house, but I did drive today. I'm kind of beating myself up for being lazy about it, but it's about a mile and there is a big hill involved. So next time. Anyway, I want to kind of like flip through the book a little bit and give you a flavor of what it's about. I cannot recommend this book more highly. It's really about, as it says, a course in discovering and recovering your creative self. So, overcoming these messages that we've received from people in our lives who may have in one way or another discouraged us from singing, writing, painting, drawing, playing piano, all of these things that we really feel it in our hearts to do. So, one of the biggest premises of the book is that creativity is connected to God. And so that can be a hard concept for some people who are not spiritual or religious by nature. But as she says here, when the word God is used in these pages, you may substitute the thought to good, orderly direction or flow. And there's that word again, flow. So, can we get to this state of just allowing our work to come through us as a channel instead of trying to force everything down onto the page in front of us, onto that canvas, in any creative endeavor that we're pursuing? One thing I have highlighted here: no matter what your age or your life path, whether making art is your career or your hobby or your dream, it is not too late or too egotistical or too selfish or too silly to work on your creativity. There's so much that I could point out in terms of like all of the highlights. I do want to kind of like show you what the pages look like because I think that's really important. This is one book I would not get at the library. I love the library, but this is a book you're going to want to mark up. You're going to want to have a journal, perhaps, if you're the kind of person who doesn't like to write in the margins. But I personally love the fact that, yes, there's some quotes and they kind of got in my way a little bit, but you have all of this room to kind of like take notes and reflect on things, whether it be from childhood or activities that you really enjoy doing that you haven't allowed yourself to do. I let some creativity happen with my youngest son drawing a bit through the pages and everything. And I don't know, this was just such an amazing experience for me. And I know that if you get the book and you spend the time with it, you're going to really get a lot out of it. I in no way am like getting paid to share this message, but it's just so in alignment with what my channel is about and what I'm all about. And that is creativity, like just embracing it, expressing yourself, and having a lot of fun doing it. Life is too short. And I used to actually have a shirt that said, "Life is too important to be taken seriously." So sometimes we have to just like get out of our own way and like let things happen. I wanted to share today. My shirt kind of makes me smile. Like, I love to cut up band t-shirts and stuff, right? Well, this is a band t-shirt that I had done the screen printing on myself. And it was a short-lived endeavor. Like, I did not at that time know how to wash you use this big like mesh kind of metal screen to put the image on, and use ink and squeegee and like all this stuff. I didn't take good care of it, and like it showed. So I may try my hand at it again. But anyway, this is one of the very few Jaxie and the 357s t-shirts that were made a couple of years ago. So I had fun wearing this out to the art gallery today. Even though I was wearing my mask, the artist who was there, like remembered me, that I used to have clothes there at the gallery and all of that. And the other thing I wanted to share, I'm going to be submitting for the First Unitarian virtual art gallery. But this is a piece that's been in my background for a while. But this is fabric on canvas, and the name of it is Pandemic. So I just wanted to kind of give you, oops, let's get that right in the screen there. A little overview of what I was thinking with this work. Started off on a canvas that I had painted and didn't really like the end result. So you can kind of see some of the paint behind this mesh here. But as you can see, it's pretty symbolic of the American flag, right? And we've got some themes of Black Lives Matter. Also, this right here is I'm going to forget the name of it. I think it's called polyurethane fabric. So I'll get really close there so you can see it. It's like a medical grade fabric. And I was using this to make masks for a long time. Also, this was cotton fabric that I was making masks out of periodically as donated material for the healthcare workers. Again, just crisis supply. The reason I really resonated with these bees was because of the murder hornets, that whole thing that was going on. So just the collective consciousness, our psyche, just being so battered every day. So that's what this piece represents. There's a lot of different types of fabric here, and even seam finishes. These were like this one and this one were from garments I had attempted to make, and they didn't turn out that great. You're sensing a theme, right? Like not every work of art ends up being what you expect. So you could use it in a different form if you like. Hi, Julian. Always a frequent visitor. So yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to say about this one. But I'm proud of myself for submitting it. Like, I went through a really long dry spell with just, any creative works at all. And so I'm trying to learn to value those pieces that I did complete. And that makes me feel good. And, by sharing my work, hopefully it will inspire someone else to get started on that idea that's been percolating for a while. And maybe it's not, something you've had in mind for a long time, comes to you in the moment. That's great. But anyway, do you want to say anything to everybody?
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
I need to say hello. Hello.
Hi. Julian has been decorating the table. So we try to make our art on paper and canvases and things, but sometimes we forget and we use furniture and walls. And he's lucky he has an understanding mommy who appreciates art and creativity. Anyway, with all of that being said, thanks for joining in tonight. And until next time, rock on.
I want a drink.